Well, I do understand the value of hard work. I understand people putting in the time and the effort. And I know a couple of us worked hard yesterday. RC, the producer, working, doing remote shoots, he's a student and he's taking care of business. I had radio in the morning. I had to work the Bruins game in the afternoon solo. What the hell you did yesterday, Razor? I think you were just a slack ass yesterday. I don't know why we had to wait to record this. I mean, Jesus. I mean, come on.
It was
like
on my couch all day.
You're acting like you need a little extra time after doing a 5 overtime game. That's all I'm saying. Good for you.
I'm hopeful no one goes, my eyes look like shit right now. But yeah, what a wild
night. I mean, welcome to the world of broadcast. Now, I know you've done the overtimes before, like with us at the Bean Pod or Hockey East, but you guys get off. You leave in here and there sometimes. Yes,
yeah, that's right.
I mean, no, listen. You have welcomed the dark side of broadcasting, which is called "Holy shit! What do I say now?" And I really don't want to. And I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I really don't care if this game goes 5 overtimes because you don't get paid by the word.
Score.
And you don't get paid by the overtime. You get paid by the game. That's how it works.
That's right.
So while you're always having fun with hockey, come the 3rd overtime, you're like, okay, enough. 4th overtime, are you kidding me? Anyways, 5th overtime, Minnesota, Duluth, North Dakota, Razor working, doing the Espen gig. I missed it this year. I thought I didn't catch anything till the night because of our job and everything. You guys did a great job, and it's work. It's work. So, congrats.
That's work. 16 teams trying to find names. Whoa,
yes.
that was work. It's not like what we're doing.
No,
right
this
here.
is comfort zone, right? But good for you. It's a good experience, and and a few extra shekels never hurt. A few rubles never hurt either, too. So good for you. And we're gonna fly through this morning brew with Chaffee and Razor for a couple of reasons. One is that the Bruins are playing again today, so we're gonna do a 20-minute here. 2, you were working your ass off late, and 3, our practice to run to. So Bruins with a victory over the Buffalo Sabres. And listen, I don't know what you caught, what you didn't hear there and everywhere. However, I am thrilled that they won because they're our team. And I'm not pom-pom Billy. You know what I mean. They're our team. We want to see them win.
Yeah.
But are you concerned that it was that hard of a effort for them to win? Or is that something they just got to look past in this crazy effing season in the NHL and take the victory?
I think you have to look past that one. That we talked about it a little bit in the morning. Allmark coming back is a big deal. That gives Buffalo a lot of energy. They've struggled with their goaltending. Allmark's a real NHL goaltender, folks. He's a very good goaltender. His issue is he can't stay healthy, and that gave them a lot of energy. Afternoon game, that
doesn't give the Bruins
always an issue in the NHL. It doesn't matter who it is, who you're playing. That evens the spread a little bit. It always does, those afternoon games. And just what the Bruins are having to go through right now. I think we have to give them a little bit of credit with the COVID this past week, with not getting a morning skate because they're changing the ice at Warrior, with the injuries. They're going through a lot, and they're struggling through it. And for them to pull it out in the 3rd, I almost had a loss scheduled, halfway through. I just didn't think it was going to be one. So I think it was a struggle, it was a grind, but I think that's one of those things. Hey, we got 2 points. Let's look past it and move on to the next game. We found. I
think the best part for the victory for me is, besides the victory itself, was that it wasn't relied upon Bergeron and Pastrnak. We know Marchand was out, COVID-19 protocol, but they didn't rely on them to get them through, and it was the second line, which, damn it, that's the key to this team. If that line 2 is going, this team will be going. Fact, not fiction. And it's a hope right now. I wish I could say it's a guarantee. Craig Smith played well against Buff a few games ago, played well again. Nick Ritchie got involved, had the stick down. It's obviously involved statistics.
Nick Ritchie's such a bright spot this year. And
he hadn't scored in 8-9 games. And I know that we can't base everything on goals. But you know what? His performance, if he's scoring, that means that he's in the right spot doing the right thing. Duh. You know, he's not going to, you know.
And the play on Smith's goal where he takes it off his skate up to his stick, it bounces up in the air, he gets his hand-eye on it, chips it back to the front. I mean, he's showing a lot of skill right now as well, on top of being that big body in front of the net and bruising. Again, to that point that you just made, that line turns a 2-game winning streak into a 5 or 6 game winning streak with play like yesterday.
It turns what is a pretty decent to good team into a very good team with potential for greatness. We're not there because, we'll get to this in a moment, the third and fourth lines make your team great, and the Bruins' third and fourth line regularly aren't there. The other big thing about the victory, and you and I discussed it at length, it surprised me. I think it surprised you. I'll let you answer it, though. But Dan Vladar getting the start over Jaro Halak, as we know that Tuukka's not playing at least this weekend. I'm going to guess it's going to be a little more than that. I don't know squat. I'm just guessing it's a little more than that. But Vladar gets to start, and you and I both agreed the other day, start your starter, which is a lock, in that first game, and the backup. My buddy Darren Elliott, I don't know if you know Darren or not. Okay, Darren and I worked together with the Thrashers and everything, and good friends, you know, one of those. He used to call it the backup goalie blues. You'd get that second of back-to-back, and you're singing the blues. You might once in a while. The blues sometimes are good, right? Like, but other times you're on your own. Anyway, he was good after a oh my God start. I don't know where you were, if you were in the studio yet or not when he made that pass. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about bad introduction? Put it that way, you know. Anyways, that's what I felt, and I give the kid credit. He came on stronger as the game went on.
That's where I was going to go. Really well done by him to bounce back. And for him to knuckle down, you can easily let yourself, as a young guy, let that game get away as well. And I think that's where you talk about being a pro. He's done that before as a pro, rather than a kid who's coming up, a Jeremy Swayman who hasn't played a lot of pro games. Vladar has. He's made those mistakes. He's found ways to win despite them. And that's a big win for a young goaltender as well. You can't overlook that he was able to bounce back. That's going to give him a lot more credit going forward. But certainly, 4 minutes into the game, this is it. This is what we're setting ourselves up for.
And you mentioned how his first game in Pitt, he didn't handle the puck that much. He didn't look to.
Yes. And when he did, it was very
minimal,
average.
which I think he thought that play was going to be. But it's a power play for Buffalo. Your D-man is coming back. I still haven't loved Zboril the last 2 games now. He was okay at times, I thought, in Saturday's game. But I didn't feel like he got himself in a great position. But I will put more of the blame, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, on Danny Vladar on that one. I thought he put him into a tougher spot to have to open up to retrieve the puck on that play, killing a penalty.
Yeah, you have to put it along the boards more. He wasn't ready for that play closer to the goal line, closer towards the hash marks. And even in between all of that, early in the game, your second NHL start, get out there, rip it up around the glass, and let someone deal with it up near the blue line. That's the play. And he learned a lesson, and fortunately got away with it. You learn lessons, and if you get away with them, they're good lessons. And if you don't, then
let's not see that again. Let's just not do that again.
No.
And less is more, right? Speaking of less, the fourth line played. I'm going to say this is not fact. I'm going to say this is feel because I didn't check every game. Less ice time as a line than any other game all year. McKegg hit. McKegg was late minute replacement or add 4 minutes and 4 seconds. You had Chris Wagner 7:04 and 7:08 for Jack Studnicka. Now there were a lot of power plays. I get it for the Bruins, some penalty kill, but Wagner kills penalties, and I mean Wagner. Now I'm looking at here for Wagner. Hey, he played 3:30 on the PK of his 7:04. So I mean you're talking special teams time. That was it.
Yeah, that's basically 4 shifts.
Right. And the fourth line didn't look good when they were out there a couple of times. And this fourth line continues to change. I keep saying it. This should be a trade target for Donnie and staff if they're going to make moves. Is altering that fourth line.
They're going to have to find some depth like that. And it's not depth anymore, right? A fourth line isn't depth. You don't see it. It's an important piece to this puzzle, especially a team like this. On a night or a day, Buffalo, those guys should have 12, 13, 14 minutes against a Buffalo team on a back-to-back. They should be able to roll those guys over and give everyone else a little love. So it's certainly, again, there's injuries, and we know the forwards that are out. However, it's been a consistent theme, and there's nobody stepping up. That was a great opportunity for somebody to step up, take control, and make that fourth line roll and work. And no one's doing that on that fourth line right now. That's the issue, is that it must be frustrating as a coaching staff to have to try and figure out who we're going to put on our fourth line to make it work, because typically you look at an Islanders team, they have their fourth line plug and play. It's every game, boom, boom, boom. And we've seen that on this team before. But right now, that's a question mark, and they're spending a lot of energy, I would imagine, trying to figure out what to do back there.
And they're spending a lot of energy when to try and spot them. Where do we put these guys?
Yeah.
And how do we get them out, and how do we protect them? And we have to play them butt type of thing. And I do think it's a concern, and I know it's a mishmash, and I know we want to see the veteran guys out there, doing something. But your point about somebody had to step up, we talked on the broadcast yesterday on Nesson. This is a big hit type of game. This could be grab somebody, fight type of game. Do it smartly, but, instill some, energy, some emotion, make a difference using your terms. And they're not. And they need that. They need that on this team.
And not to poo-poo on Buffalo, but they're closer to an AHL team as anyone else. So these young guys don't have an excuse. And man, it's a tough league, and I got to get my feet wet. This is a game where I can score 3 goals against this team. I can score 2 goals. I can get in and make some offensive plays as well. I can be creative. Yeah. So it's not like they're playing the Vegas Golden Knights or the Colorado Avalanche, where they're just trying to hang on and survive. This should be an opportunity.
Right. And some players come out and play real well without having preparation. Hey, Trent Frederick did not look when I say out of place, meaning he didn't look overwhelmed by the big moment of playing with Bergeron on the left side. And yet he only knew 90 minutes before. I was thinking a guy like McKegg, and Studnicka, well, they could get out there. I think Studnicka knew he was playing, but McKegg, maybe he needed more time to prep. You know what I mean? That mental, that routine, et cetera. Yep. But it just wasn't happening. And you want those guys to dump and chase, hammer away, let it all go. So they need to be better, especially against the Devils tonight, playing at 5 o'clock, 5:30, beg your pardon, that know what they're doing. Now, the Devils haven't been winning lately, but they've been playing better in the sense, and they've been giving the Bruins fits all year. They've been playing them. Liz, nice to see Lauzon back in. That was unexpected. Bruce, I don't think he threw us a curveball intentionally, but maybe no. I mean, he said the day before that he's real close butt. And I thought he was typical good butt, had some rust butt, a couple of blocks, 18-plus minutes, but I love seeing double fives out there. I was kind of surprised, Razor, that they took out Tenorti and they kept in Zboril. I think that it was because they wanted to try and get Zboril back on track after a very underperforming game the game before.
You can see that. You could also see maybe Tenorti just getting back into his fitness. Him having time off and then having an odd week without not that many skates and
maybe being Buffalo. Maybe hey, we'll put another big guy in for a big guy type of thing.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what turns out on Sunday back there. Really nice positive for Lauzon. It's going to take him, 3-4 games to get back to where he was when he left, because he was really cooking. But you can see, and he's an NHL defenseman. He jumped back in. He made a difference. Being out of the lineup for a month. That's what NHL guys do. He's that now, and that now it balances the lines out too a little bit. You can move guys around. As great as Carlo or McAvoy and Grzelcyk have been. You can now, offset those guys a little bit, move them around.
Speaking of the greatness of Charlie McAvoy, I know in Arena they named Craig Smith the #1 star, and I get it. I get it. The first star of the game bullshit I don't care about. I don't. It's all for is what it is. But I thought
ceremonial.
Right, thank you. Good word. See, you are working. And you don't even drink hot coffee to get yourself going. So good for you.
I'm gonna hammer cold ones.
But Charlie, I thought, was hands down the best player all game. We talked about it in pre or intermission and post, Dale and I, and he continues to dance his way through the opponent. He went it was either Dean Youngblood or I grew up with a guy by the name of Ken Yaremchuk. Kenny Yaremchuk was phenomenal, unbelievable skater, almost like Dorothy Hamill-like, and I'm getting old references here, so Kirsty Yamaguchi, whatever, unbelievable edges. And he would zip around the Chicago Stadium offensive zone and literally zoom, he would do laps in game with the puck. And then everybody would be like, oh, my God. And then they would be yelling, finally, shoot the God, do something. Anyway. And he was good, but Charlie did something, and he put in there. He's at that level now, and there's so many good D in the league, Razor. But he's putting himself into that elite level. It's fun to watch. We talk about Cale Makar and his edge work, and justifiably so. But Charlie's attention to detail out there has reached that next level.
Attention to detail, that's exactly where it is. And he's been able to learn from one of the best when it comes to detail the last few years in Zdeno Chara, but he's taking it to his attention to detail now with the skating and his abilities, and he's doing it differently, but it's the same idea that attention to detail. He doesn't take a shift off anymore. Mm-hmm. He doesn't miss anything out there. He's backing everybody up. His hockey sense is 1,000%, and he's his confidence and his ability to read what's going on and his ability to understand when to take his shot now.
Yep.
He recognizes when he can skate. He recognizes when he needs to rest and take a little bit of time to get to his 24 minutes. He's really evolved in the last 20, 30 games into a top tier, top 5 defenseman in this league, which is it happened quicker than I thought it would this year. I thought it was going to take him, to the end of this year, but he's there now. It's impressive.
Maybe the extra time off due to this godforsaken COVID stuff has given him more time to get stronger,
a little stronger, better skating.
Yeah, maybe more determined type of thing. I mean, he's always been a fierce competitor, but it's that you don't know what you got till it's gone type of thing. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, he's
6 months of maturity as a 23-year-old is a long time.
It is a long time. He's always been a mature kid, but you're right. I mean, it just adds to it. And I do wonder or think, knowing that Z's gone and wanting to create his own defensive legacy next in line for the Boston Bruins, I believe that is something that he takes near and dear to his heart. I think
I would also I would also believe that the organization knew that he wanted to do that. Oh yeah. And understood what was inside of him before, and part of the reason why they had Z go was because of that.
I would agree. There's that comfort level / challenge level that here you go now.
Yes.
I think it's important for him, not on an ego basis, but on a carrying the mantle basis of what Chara did, of what Bork's done, of what Park, of what Bobby Orr have all done here. I do think he takes that internally, that challenge to heart, that he wants to be known as one of those great legacy generational defensemen. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome to have. No. Let's wrap it up with this. Do you remember the longest losing streak you were part of as a player? What I know you said we've talked about some bad teams, but do you remember the actual longest losing streak, or have you gotten rid of those memories?
Yeah, no, it would have been in Denver, in Colorado and Denver, and I want to say we got to 9 games, right. 9 somewhere in there, but never this to like 17. Folks, is a lot of games.
Oh yeah,
to lose in a row,
yeah.
Especially nowadays. Like, I get the stats from like the 70s where there was 30 games. This is the equivalent of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The parity in the league, the players that are on these teams. Back then, the expansion, it was a different time. This is mental.
These guys, you're at the point of I feel bad for them in some ways. Eric Stahl was more than happy to waive his no-trade clause to Montreal to get out of there. In fact, he probably went and bought everything off the shelf to quarantine himself. Every Cheeto, every Frito, every Dorito. I'll take a week in Montreal. Every ketchup chip.
Peeled peeled the tires out of the parking lot.
Yeah. He probably said, "I'll digi-sign, docu-sign that my waiver. Don't even do it in person. Goodbye." Good dude, but obviously better opportunity there. You wonder how much longer they can go. Who knows? They are going to win a game. We said it before, and they came close to winning a game with the Bruins, beating the Bruins. So, folks, they are going to win a game. It is a mental grind. We've now had 2 Bruin players overtly mention it. Chris Wagner the other day, Jake DeBrusk, remember, about 2.5 weeks ago now, we had him, that the grind is real, the emotion is real, the uncertainty, the insecurity, the humanizing of it is real with these players. So take that, if the Bruins players are saying this, and multiply it literally by 17 times, Razor. And these Buffalo Sabres are going through that. So you almost say, Jesus Christ, win a game, just to feel good. Go
quit talking. It's just so no one has to talk about
exactly.
Them. Let them. If they win one, then it's just like then they're just a bad team.
Right now, it's become national news in many ways.
Yes, that's right. They lose again. Lose again.
Yeah. All right. Well, Bruins win. They're still in the thick of things in their East Division. They got a game tonight, 5:30 against the New Jersey Devils. Razor and I will be on at 4:30. Geez, are we on for an hour or half an hour? Hour? Oh.
I think it's an hour.
We will be doing Clockwork Orange things with Razor's eyelids to keep them open when he's there. We'll be dropping the drops in there, and get the pregame nap. Have a wonderful day. Bruins win 3-2 over the Buffalo Sabres. And as always, enjoy your Sunday and enjoy your coffee. Have a great day, everybody.